Clinton County, Wilmington, Ohio, 45177. Apparently, the processing piece of the video that I made yesterday went awry. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this video. Exciting things. So, as most of you saw when Daryl Petrie and myself was arrested at a council meeting for speaking, reading from documents, we were arrested. And everybody that saw it, yeah, that was planned. I mean, we didn't know who, and the players involved. I mean, we kind of had an idea, but at the time, the incumbent mayor Haley was in the audience, and he saw exactly what they did to us, and he wrote an affidavit out for us, and it aided, certainly helped us a lot. As far as who he was also a former police officer, a long time. He was actually the sheriff of the county. So he knows garbage when he sees it. So, we put a high degree of hope into this mayor. I voted for him, and there's some things that I feel he's sitting, dragging his ass on, and there's some things I think that he's attacking with a ferocity, and hopefully, I really hope that at some point that the Casey Pitzer case is brought to justice, and the Marvin Napier case and the other cases that we have so diligently been working on to bring these families justice, which everyone knows they do not have. So sorry about that. So back to the false arrest. So a few days ago, the mayor and I have spoke on many occasions. He's met up with us. He's drove by. He and his wife have pulled up next to the driveway. We've had some conversations, and I've signed some petitions for him. He's going around to people and he's doing the mayor stuff, doing what mayors do. And we spoke, and we met out at McDonald's on the highway on North 68. And we'd had a conversation because he had some concerns and I had some concerns. But what he did tell me is the three people, I believe there to be four, but he knows of three, that conspired to strip me of my constitutional rights. Well, anybody that knows what that is a federal crime, USC subsection 241. So that being said, I am pursuing this. I am using Mayor Haley as my witness, as I've done previously, because it's a powerful piece. It's a powerful tool, and I can't recall whether or not that was supposed to be a confidential piece. But I'm not gonna sit down and hold a federal crime against myself confidential. I'm just not going to do that. This is the United States of America, and a lot of times these people, and I'm not saying he being one of them, but a lot of times these people who don't have a clue as to the rights of an American citizen to go to speak and bring grievances to their government, they would much rather shush them and keep them from speaking and weaponize the law. And essentially, that is exactly what they did to Mr. Petrie and myself, and he recognized it and wrote his affidavit, and a lawsuit occurred, and we came out the victor on that area. So, backing way up, and these are some of the disturbing pieces that I believe led up to my false arrest. So, I do know this law director. Let me name the people that I was told. The former law director and judge's son, Brett Ruddick, former chief of police, Ron Fithen, and now city council president, Matt Perkey. So those three, and I'm pretty sure Mr. McKay was involved in that whole mess too. I mean, for obvious reasons, he was at the time holding the gavel and smashing it down, so he had to have known when to do so. So those, and I'm probably going to go ahead and get back with the people that I'm pushing this with, and go ahead and add the entire council that was sitting that day, and every police officer that was in that room, and just go for a mass sweep and teach a lesson. And some of you think, well, that's not going to work. That's not. Yeah, they're not going to go anywhere. I beg to differ. I beg to differ for several reasons. Look who we have in office now, and look what he's doing to these corrupt politicians who weaponize the law. So let me go back to the story. So Judge John Tim Ruddick witnessed federal and state crimes, to which in a case that I was involved in, and I've been throwing this out in the public for years now, and everybody knows, everybody sees it, but for some reason they fear this little coward, because that's what he is. He's a little coward. He might have friends all over this state, and if they were associated with something like that, well, then they're cowards too. If you have to weaponize the law to break the law, or if you have to weaponize the law, period, you're a coward. If you cannot stand on your own actions and say this is right or this is, you're a coward. But then you have to utilize a tool, a special tool that you have friends to come around and make sure they cover up for you. Ooh, yeah. What a piece of shit. People like you, sir, back in a certain day in this very country, would have hung by the neck in front of the courthouse and people surrounding you with popcorn watching you strangle to death. That's what would have happened back in the day. Please don't misquote and pull out that I said, oh, he called for the judge's head. No, I did not. I said that's what would happen in this country long time ago. Dirty lawyers and judges and dirty cops, well, they didn't take too kindly to those people, because that's what we gained freedom from, back in that big war we had, to gain our freedom. So, moving right along. So he was guilty, in my opinion, very guilty, or very conveniently complacent when seeing these state and federal crimes to which I was a victim of. And it just so happens, a judge as of recent stated exactly that I was a victim of state and federal crimes. But anyway, Judge Ruddick saw these crimes, and he gave his judge friend over in Lebanon, Ohio, he gave him immediate summary judgment. He can't have his judge friend facing state and federal crimes. He couldn't have his buddy's bank getting shut down, which, oh, by the way, back in August of 2024, the OCC came in and put the kibosh on their sorry asses. First National Bank of Lebanon has been sanctioned by the OCC for unsafe practices. Imagine that. Judge Tim Ruddick, as of recent, has been publicly shamed by the Ohio Board of Professional Conduct, and soon to be the Ohio Supreme Court, where his peers have stated he is dishonest, among a few other choice words. So we're not talking about good people here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. We're talking about criminal lawyers and judges who do not act in good faith. They are bad. They're bad people. The law is to be pure, and it's to be biased or non-biased. These people are everything but. But anyway, so all this said, all this little fight that I've been having, over the course of some time, I've been, reading, going to social media, reading it out loud. But one day I took all my facts and I read them before the city council. Within the city council, the city law director, which is the judge's son, was present, as he has to be, because he is their lawyer. And what happened after I did that? Well, I would receive a call at midnight by the law director. I'm like, who is this? And because, I'm in bed, I'm an old dude. I go to bed 8, 9 o'clock at night sometimes. I'm like, who in the actual hell is this? And it was that law director. I don't appreciate what you said about my daddy. And I'm like, your daddy? I'm like, well, I don't care what you appreciate. It's facts. It's true. And in the future, it's going to come out, and everything's going to come out in the wash. It certainly is, and it's certainly going to. It's on its way right now as we speak. And then in that conversation that he was on speakerphone with, and I had, an audience too, because I thought it was kind of funny. It was obviously this guy was messed up on some type of drug or alcohol, one of the two, because it just didn't sound like a normal conversation. So this is the law director, former law director of Wilmington, Ohio, 45177, who then he states, "Don't make me hurt you, Tony." And I think to myself, well, that's a physical impossibility. What the hell does he mean by that? So I sort of chuckled and I laughed it off. So the I take that. I take my witnesses, and I have a few conversations with my peers, and I said, Tony, he doesn't mean hurt you physically. No. And I think to myself, what on earth? So a couple of council meetings later, I would find out exactly what the law director meant. I went back to a council meeting. I had some more facts, court records to be exact, public records. I proceeded to read these public records and a few other things that I had on my mind. Was not being, disruptive whatsoever. And I was arrested, handcuffed, and taken to jail for disrupting a public meeting. I did none of the above. In fact, it made national news, East Coast to West Coast. There were many people speaking about this, and many people referring to Ron Fithing as calling him Nazi, saying he should be removed from public. All of them, everybody in the room should have been removed from public office. It was a travesty. In fact, it was a bad day for America, because these are the types of people that definitely do not stand for the United States of America or what we the people have fought and died for. No, that's not what this country is about. And these people are going to soon find out, as God is my witness, because I am taking all this information and pursuing, USC subsection 241. But regardless, so now after this, we know everyone saw the video and said, hey, they know that we were this conspiracy was planned to have us arrested. They conspired to arrest us. So that being said, these are city officials, law enforcement agents conspiring to take freedoms. That's a federal crime. So a few days ago, or about a week or so ago, that was confirmed. Mayor Pat Haley of Wilmington, Ohio, confirmed, in fact, in a conversation with me, that in fact those people did conspire to take our freedoms illegally. And with that, I am pursuing it, and now I have the highest government official in this county, or in this city, not the county. I believe the sheriff is that. But I am going to pursue this, and I am going to take this to federal law enforcement agents. But and I've already dumped it all off, and with a lawyer. I think a complaint's going to be made. I'm not real sure how and where, but I presume it to be federal court or along with the complaint. So maybe it's going to piggyback on a few other things. I'm not real sure, but I do know this: the people who conspired to take my freedom. You're going to have a day, and the world is going to see what you pieces of shit are all about. And what makes this so bad? I served my country as a United States Marine, as a sergeant in the infantry. Listen to me. That's what makes this so bad. I think I was the only one standing in that room and amongst those panels that has ever actually sacrificed shit for this country in that room. And they all found it so easily to strip me of the very rights and freedoms that I and many others like me provided for those mother freakers. So, yes, trust me when I tell you, people, I'm coming, and I'm coming with the ferocity. Semper Fi, and God bless.